All right, welcome everyone. As people are joining, we'll give you all a second. Um, if you are willing, if you're participants, I'd love to make sure the chat works first and foremost. And if you want to just type in your name and where you're from or what business you're with, that would be awesome to get a little bit of an introduction to who you are and where you're coming from. Um, Awesome. It looks like everyone is out of the waiting room. So, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're here today to first and foremost announce a partnership with ADP for our members. And then we're also here to share information about the R&D tax credit, some insights that may help you with taxes for your business. You may know some about it. You may not know nothing about it. I know people have asked me a lot of questions. I don't know a lot about it, but I have a team of experts with me. So we'll welcome Adam and Nicole from ADP and extend a ton of gratitude for all the work you've done. We have been working on this partnership and the start of this program for months. So I truly appreciate the work that you guys have put into it. Adam has a history with us at America Outdoors. He was an outfitter in Colorado, fly fishing, rafting. He participated in our Manager's Academy, so he knows a lot about us and what we do, which is part of the reason we're really excited to have this partnership because people who understand our business are much more helpful. Our businesses are so unique. So, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Couple announcements for America Outdoors. If you are a member, thank you very much. We are in deep on so many different things, and your membership and your engagement is so important. Erin has been working really hard on a lot of what's going on legislatively. The Explore Act implementation has taken a few turns that we're going to fill you in on. Please make sure you're paying attention to those updates. I know there's a lot of words, but at least read through and see what relates to you and make sure you're engaging on some of that stuff. He has so much going on. I can't even listen to everything anymore until I read the updates because there's a lot. So thank you for being a part of that and please continue to engage. We are also starting planning for the Oklahoma City conference in December. I'm going to give you a little sales pitch on Oklahoma City. It is awesome. It is a great venue for us. So please don't say like Oklahoma. Why Oklahoma? We're on the riverfront. There's a whitewater park. The convention center and the hotel are right next to each other. The city's super walkable. It's inexpensive. It is a great place to be and connect. So I am pumped to go there. I'm also really pumped for the session proposals that we have. We have a lot of great information coming. So stay tuned and stay engaged to that. And then the other big news, you'll notice our logo is changed, our colors are changing. We are in the process of rebranding, which is coming to you with a brand new website in within the next 2 months to find resources and partnerships a lot easier. That will be, I'm really hopeful for the beginning of June. So stay tuned for that. And then these partnerships and resources that we are introducing, we are expanding on. So thank you for being a part of this organization. If you are not, please join. If you need to be on that newsletter list, let us know. Jump in and join the party. We're doing good work and we're really seeing this members and engagement just really improving our industry and we're strengthening as an industry, as recreation. We're growing. We're at $1.3 trillion industry in the last report. So as we grow, we just want to grow stronger together and we want you involved in as much as possible. So my shameless pitch there to be a member and be an engaged member, we need you on board. With that being said, Erin, do you have anything to add or you want to jump in and say hi or
Just to say hi
d-
and thank you. Thank you to ADP. Thank you to Adam, everyone over there again. And to Karen. She's given me credit, but Karen works so hard and does so many things so well. I'm just really excited. That anyway, appreciation all around. I'm really excited to be a part of this industry, part of this team, and I'm really glad that we're partnering up with ADP and bringing more benefits to our members. So I could go on, as you know, Karen, a lot of words, but I will shut up. I'll have to drop out here soon, but you're in good hands. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Aaron. All right, Adam and Nicole, I am going to turn this over to you to introduce our partnership and talk a little bit about tax credits. Um, Everyone in attendance, feel free to type in the chat or the Q&A at any time. Ask us any questions you need. Adam, it's all you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Karen, and thanks, Aaron. I'm also very excited to finally be bringing this partnership to AO. Outdoor industry is near and dear to my heart. That's where I started my career, and just super grateful to be working with you guys and being able to bring back some value to the outfitting community here. So, kind of jump in today. Let's see if my PowerPoint works. There we go. Sorry about that. But jump in with a quick with a quick agenda. Want to hop into some introductions, do a quick overview of what ADP does, all the different solutions that we have, and then jump into R&D tax credits, how that might be able to support your guys' business when it comes to taxes, and then answer any other questions that you guys might have today. So, kind of jumping into it. My name's Adam Engelman. Like Karen said, I have a history with AO in the past. When I started my career in the outdoor industry, I was a fly fishing and rafting guide at Three Rivers Resort. Moved into the management space there, and so was running the fly shop and fly fishing outfitting service there. Took the Managers Academy with AO, and then transitioned away. Now we're here at ADP, but really wanted to stay involved in the industry and be able to give back as much as I can. I'm a Colorado native, grew up in Gunnison, Colorado, and currently out here in the Denver area. And one little fun fact about me is I'm a Umpqua signature fly tyer. So if you guys like to tie flies or go fly fishing, let me know. Happy to give you as much advice as possible on that front. I will kick it over to Nicole. She's one of my partners here at ADP and has been really helpful and supportive in getting this partnership put together with AO. And then we'll kind of hop into things. So.
Everyone, thanks, Adam. My name's Nicole Amy. Like Adam was saying, I support him and all of his clients here at ADP in the background a little bit. So I'm an extension of him, an extension of this partnership, and definitely an additional resource and support system for all of you on the call. So we both work nationally in our strategic advisor channel here at ADP. We solely focus on building partnerships that hopefully help deliver more value to all of you on this call, whether that be through ADP products and solutions, client support, and just having a cell phone with a large company like ADP, a direct contact through Adam and me to get what you need. We're here for all of you. I live in Dallas, Texas currently with my family. We love all things outside, camping, sports. Grew up in the hunter life with my father and appreciate the opportunity here to work with all of you and look forward to learning more about you all and speaking with you in the future. And thanks for having us on here today. And Adam, I'll throw back to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Nicole. Awesome. So, might be asking, why did AO end up partnering with ADP? There's a lot of reasons, but I think the biggest one is really just providing as much support to AO members as possible when it comes to compliance, HR, payroll, and really just having a place and a team that's able to support all the AO members when it comes to those options. I know when I was managing the fly shop, we'd always run into something wearing a ton of different hats, and having a team to be able to call, having their cell phones is pretty invaluable when you've got hundreds of clients coming in a day. You're running with 50 guides, etc. Being able to get support when you need it is really important. Kind of jumping into payroll and HR. ADP, we started out 75 years ago, really focusing on payroll. We've expanded well past that now, but our bread and butter is going to be on the payroll tax filings, new hire reporting, our integration with partners like QuickBooks Zero on the general ledger side of things. And then also helping out with wage garnishments, full service direct deposit, et cetera there. On the HR administration and compliance side of things, this is where we can definitely be a wealth of information and just a support to all of you. Excuse me. Within ADP, we have tons of resources when it comes to compliance, helping out with employee handbooks, building job descriptions, and really when it comes to things like disciplinary issues, terminations, compliance notices, anything like that, our support system is here to help you guys all out. So on top of that, we really specialize within our own systems and then partners on recruiting and hiring platforms, and then also just helping out business owners manage and grow their teams when it comes to onboarding, recruitment, hiring, and really just retention as a whole. One thing that I think is super valuable on an ADP front that I wish I had when I was in the outfitting world is electronic onboarding. I'm sure plenty of you guys have some of this in place already, but if you're still running your onboarding on papers and pens, having all your seasonal employees fill out their W-4s, I-9s, sign their employee handbooks on paper. I know how challenging it is to manage that. Just keeping track of everyone's stuff. Electronic onboarding for employees really simplifies that, keeps all of that information in one place, and you're not worrying about keeping file folders and scanning documents in at the beginning of each season. So otherwise, we're not just a payroll provider. We can help out with things like workers' comp, business insurance, health and benefits, time and attendance, depending on your guys' situation. I know it gets a little goofy with guides, but retirement and tax credits. And we're going to be talking about tax credits here in a little bit too. So along with that, ADP partners with a whole lot of other businesses, especially in the software side of things. So if there's anything that you might need in the time and attendance, learning management system, benefits administration, we've got hundreds of different partners that are going to be able to help support your business as well. So I'm going to pass the torch here over to Nicole to kind of hop into some R&D tax credits and a little bit more information there.
Perfect. Thanks, Adam. So like Adam was just saying, payroll with ADP is really a little bit of like the foundation, right? So a lot of services that ADP has today really connect back to payroll. A lot of services, when you look at like insurance, HR, benefits, time tracking, retirement, tax credits, all of those are payroll driven. And so it typically makes a lot of sense for your payroll provider to start handling some of those aspects of the business for two things. One, to reduce like the back end workload, administrative burden of like managing plans like a workers' compensation or retirement plan designs when people become eligible, if you're eligible for tax credits. And then two, to take advantage of ADP's 75-year track record and size to really use our economies of scale to help you go out to all these different carriers and negotiate the best premiums and rates that you can get. So it's kind of twofold there. So we do a lot beyond payroll. And when we think about like tax credits and the small business world, mid-market world, outfitters especially, some of these items, one, either current clients or non-clients don't even know that this is out there to take advantage of. But two, they don't realize that their payroll company, potentially like ADP, can handle a lot of this. Again, to make it like a low lift option, but where for a small business, it can be a huge impact financially if you are eligible and then you do take advantage of these tax credits during tax season, right? So just to open it up, ADP supports many types of tax credits. As you can see here on this slide, work opportunity tax credits. But today we're really going to focus in on R&D tax credits, not only for like the outdoor business, but this is one of the most commonly missed credits for small businesses and mid-sized businesses, not because people don't qualify or businesses don't qualify for it, but because most people just end up thinking this doesn't apply to my business. You know, we have 5 employees, we're too small. And so that's where we really wanted to hone in. Our goal for today, so a little disclaimer, is I'm not a full tax advisor. We have a team here at ADP that is the experts. Adam and I both have a partner. His name is Christopher, that we would connect you both with to talk about like specifics with your own business. The goal here today is really to say hello, launch this partnership with you all, know that we're here and really want to be an advisor to you all. So not just coming and having a payroll conversation. Of course, we'd love to evaluate that side of the business, but we were thinking, how can we bring some value that's complementary, right? This is a complementary evaluation to look at if your business is eligible. So I'll just say that right there at the front. But we wanted to bring some value back to the association and maybe some ways that you haven't taken advantage of in the past, and maybe something with the awareness will spark with you to say, hey, is this worth looking at? Maybe my business can benefit from this. So Adam, if we go on to the trends and challenges here, essentially what the research and development tax credit, why it exists is the federal government is setting aside billions of dollars each year to specifically reward businesses that are investing and trying to improve on how they operate. So a lot of the challenge today is that business owners, like I just said, they don't know these credits exist. They're relying on non-experts in the field. Maybe they have an amazing bookkeeper or CPA that they absolutely love and have been working with for 50 years, but they aren't well versed in the R&D tax credit world, right? Or simply they just don't have the time to explore them, which a lot of you are probably in that bucket. Like you went into business to be an outfitter, looking up if your R&D tax credit eligibility wise, like probably isn't it the top thing to do today, right? So as a result, many businesses aren't taking full advantage or even seeing if they qualify for this tax credit. Some common R&D myths. So some of the most common reasons that owners assume they don't qualify, yes, are like their size of their business, but are a lot of other reasons you see on this slide. So they believe, well, I'll just say, so you don't need to actually invent something new to qualify for R&D. You don't have to have like perfect tracking of how much time was allocated to maybe improving this SOP with the business, or improving a tour guide for safety reasons because the environment changed. Like it doesn't even need to be profitable. So if you're like updating a system, maintaining equipment, and we're going to get into that here in a second, but if you're doing anything to improve any part of the business with processes or systems that you have in place today, it doesn't even need to be profitable at the end of the day to qualify. It's more or less based on like are you trying to improve something within your business? Is it like a trial and error type of situation? And then what part of that trial and error would qualify? So R&D, research and development tax credit, is really about solving problems and improving processes within your business. So let's talk about like costs that would potentially qualify. And again, this is at a super high level. There are a lot of different unique business models, especially in this industry, where one thing may apply and be eligible for one business that isn't like would apply for another business. So I want to keep it super high level. And again, just reiterate that a quick initial conversation with us to talk in more detail about your business will help us really determine, hey, I think we have some tax credits that you could take advantage of, and here's where we think we can get them from. So at a really high level, R&D credits most often come from wages, and that's because people are doing the work. Your people are doing the work. Your employees are doing the work. So they're the ones who are spending time, and or yourself as the owner, right? Are spending time testing the new solution, improving, developing new ways, thinking of like meeting with engineers to go over, or land surveyors, or just doing things like portion of whatever they're doing to test these new systems or rolling out these new SOPs within a business, these new guides, new logistics, like whatever it may be, the portion of those wages is what we see most often R&D credits that are applied to the business. So this can also include like contractor costs, supplies used in testing, technology costs, like maybe you're utilizing a new like tour app to better the guest experience with reviews, like thinking of anything that you're doing within your business that's improving upon something. Depending on the situation, these are some of the areas of the cost that you may be spending as a business owner that we can get back for you in tax credits. I have like two examples here. So if we're thinking about like an adventure like guiding company, who, and this is like a real life case example, they were working on redesigning routes for safety protocols and for training processes. So they tested some of these routes over different seasons, and those internal improvements and like efforts they were trying to make, and the payroll that was tied to them by paying some of their employees, that's what qualified for R&D. Another example is one that was with like a camp, like an educational program, like an outdoor program. A camp tested different staffing models and schedules and program layouts to improve their camper experience, and then of course meet like safety requirements. Those trial and error improvements were what qualified for R&D. So I keep saying it over and over, but R&D is essentially the federal government wanting to incentivize business owners to continue improving certain systems. Yes, inventions, of course, are a huge part, but you don't have to invent something to qualify. So if you're doing any work and spending any money, especially payroll money like wages, to improve, most likely there's maybe something that can qualify for tax credits for the business. So before, and Adam, you can go to the last like do I qualify slide too. So before we get into like this small, like really simplified checklist, I'm just gonna do a short recap here to kind of bring it all together, especially for like the outfitting and outdoor recreation businesses. And I hope that some ideas are coming to light now for each of you that are maybe starting to think like maybe this does qualify. But at its core, the R&D tax credit, again, is the incentive designed to reward businesses for actively improving and growing. So for all of you on this call, for outdoor businesses, this looks really different than what most people assume. Like when I hear research and design, I normally think of like, big tech, or, like white collar type, like hospitals, like huge, different industries. You don't normally commonly think of the outdoor business. You might commonly think like, oh, well, this is the business running itself. These are the activities we do to improve customer experience and make sure we have safety routes. Like this is just all part of running the business, but that actually can be you improving the business internally, which does qualify. So again, it's not really about inventing anything. It's really about problem solving and having that trial and error. So again, anything around like improving safety protocols, guide training programs, testing new routes, trip structures, anything around logistics. Like if you're working logistically to improve anything in the business, adjusting equipment use, maintaining processes, improving customer experience, right? Like I mentioned earlier, maybe with like a review, a loyalty loyalty, an app, scheduling, adapting to environmental or regulatory changes, which I'm sure is a huge thing in the outdoor industry. So many of those activities qualify. Again, even though they just feel like this is just a daily part of running the business. And one important piece here, which we haven't gone into too much detail, is really like how this credit is used. So once you become eligible for R&D, like let's say we have a quick evaluation, it looks like maybe there's some wages, some salaries, some costs for supplies. Like say we find some eligible costs that can be submitted for tax credits. What this normally looks like is two things. Either, and this is the more rare case, but either you receive cash refunds from the federal government, or in most cases, it's an offset to your payroll taxes. So if you're eligible to receive research and development tax credits for some of the work you're doing with your business today, most commonly, those are used then to offset. They're given to you in the form of tax credits to offset your payroll taxes when you go to do your business filings. So similar to like some of the personal, tax credits incentives that they have out there, like solar, things like that. That's a little bit more how it works. So what this means for you all is for a small business owner, this can be meaningful cash flow. We do actually look back if it's your first time looking at R&D, we can look back 5 years. So we can look back on a 5-year period, all of the business expenses that you've done, and capture those in our first like R&D tax credit. Just so you're aware as well. So this can be meaningful cash flow for you if you're eligible. For many outdoor businesses, that can be reinvested into hiring, equipment, growth initiatives, off-season periods when it gets a little slower. So again, this was meant to be just a super high level, quick check-in with you all around, could this be something we could help you look into? First and foremost, just wanting to say, like, we're very excited about the partnership. ADP has a ton of different solutions to offer to you all. And we really just wanted to get the awareness out there that we're not just a payroll company. Adam and I are really here to be a strategic advisor and consultant for you to look holistically at the business to say, hey, like, of course, okay, we want to see what your current setup looks like today. A lot of these other products are payroll driven, so who are you using for payroll? But really, we want to drive as much value and be a resource to you in this space when we can. So things like this, like tax credits, looking at the business, is there anything else that we can potentially help you with beyond payroll that could bring some real value back to you, financially or time saved, whatever it may be. So really, we just wanted to make sure that you knew, one, like this credit exists, how it applies to your operations, and really like in a low lift, very practical way by having someone like ADP just look into, are you eligible? Here's what we think we can capture in tax credits. It's super simple, and we just wanted you all to be aware that that's something we do. So going over this slide real quick, like, do I qualify? This is the simplest way to think about it. Have you improved processes, safety training, equipment use, or customer experience in your business? Was it like over a trial and error? Like, did you succeed the first time? Did you fail 10 times? Like, was it kind of an improvement as you go situation? And did it involve any wage dollars, any payroll dollars? Did you spend any money on payroll or with the business to improve this? Another small example I'll give with a pizza restaurant was we had a pizza restaurant who captured R&D credits just because of the way they redesigned their cardboard boxes for pizza deliveries, to keep the food hotter, so the cheese was melted the way they really liked it, to have the pizza the way they like it, improve customer experience, safety for the foodborne illnesses type of thing, like to keep the food hot. So just by creating their own cardboard pizza boxes that have been around forever, right? We've had cardboard boxes forever. They were able to capture R&D credits. They were able to use the owner's salary is part of the wages, right? Because they're meeting with like the R&D, they're spending R&D. So just another thing to think about. If you're solving problems and you're working to improve anything in the business, like it might be worth a quick, 15, 20-minute conversation with ADP to see if this qualifies for any tax savings for you. And then I'll stop there. Adam, I don't know if there was any questions in the chat or if I want to turn it over to you. But I guess I'll turn it over to you and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Nicole. I didn't see any questions in the chat, but feel free to toss those in here. And really, again, super excited to be partnering with AO here, and just want to be a resource for all of you guys. So anything that we can help with, just be those consultants, those strategic advisors for you all. That's what we're here for. That phone number up on the screen right now, that's my cell phone. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, and the QR code has a link to my calendar as well. So awesome. Aaron, I
Awesome.
don't to see anything else in the chat here, so I'm gonna pass it back over to you.
I did not see anything either, but I would certainly open it up to say if anyone has any questions, like you should be able to raise your hand. There should be on the bottom bar a hand raise. You can use that if you have questions, or you can type them in the chat, whatever's easier. I'm happy to unmute you. So I'll just give you a second here. If you have a question, please raise your hand. If um, Dan Camp, you're allowed to talk. What you got?
Dangerous, Karen.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, so I'm working through, we have some really good like return staff coming in this year that are helping me to take a closer look at our SOPs and our training protocols. We're swapping some equipment out. They're spending a lot of time working on all those different things. Is that something that might qualify?
Yes. That's a perfect
Okay.
example. And as I was saying earlier, like there can be some caveats here or there. Like one of the big disqualifiers is it US based, right? Because we're also trying to incentivize like US based, which of course that one is. So what we would do is I definitely think it's worth a look to just connect with
Sure.
our partner Chris. But yes, absolutely 100%. Like the buzzwords, SOPs, training, you're having employees like work and build and spend time building those out. Absolutely, it'd be a great conversation, just so you know. And then I think that's a great example. I appreciate you coming off mute.
Yeah, yeah, and I had a second one too. We're working with a third party to develop like a web-based chat bot that's I've played around with like 7 different iterations. This one actually like comes off feeling like exactly like we want it to. The vibe's really good. It's taken like hours to get it going, but it like does that fall into that like new technology range too?
Yeah, so sometimes there would be any questions around like who actually ends up owning
Mhm.
that software. Is it you or them?
Right.
However, you are spending your time and resources to meet with them and talk through like the development with the product. So sometimes those are things that can be captured, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's warranted to just see because you never know. So we had another brand. The owner of this business was working with out of country developers on actually a POS system. And so,
Oh,
although they had the rights of owning the POS system, we did capture the CEO's salary in those tax credits because they were doing the work to have meetings, regular check-ins, like that was allocated to improving the system.
okay. Super cool. Yeah, that gives me some stuff to look into for sure. That's great. I mean, very cool.
Yeah, reach out to Adam and we can absolutely connect you. They'll be the experts in the tax credit world of ADP will definitely be the better ones, but it's super simple to have the quick initial conversation. What they'll look for is just any knockouts. They'll get creative with you, think outside of the box and see, hey, if there's no initial alarming knockouts, let's move further here. Let's start looking at some of your business tax returns and let's really see what we could capture, like what we think as ADP we could capture for you, and then they'll go start working on that and bring you the information. And I forgot to mention this earlier too, but just so everyone is aware as well, ADP is actually the largest capture of R&D credits in the U.S. today. So they've been working and really building out a team for 45 years now. They're really the best at it. So I definitely implore you to reach out to Adam. He'll connect you with Chris, one of our most tenured tax credit representatives here, and see if we can help you out.
Amazing. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
I have one more question actually in the Q&A. If these expenses are all deductible, what is the advantage of using the tax credits instead?
That's a great question. I might have to have Karen send that out on a follow-up just so I don't say anything incorrectly here. But that would 100% be a great question for Chris and our tax team and our R&D team. I don't want to say anything wrong, so I will say I will get that answer and get it right over to Karen so she can send it out.
Awesome. We'll follow up. Dana, thanks for the good question. Does anyone else have anything? Otherwise, I think I don't see anyone else with a hand up. I don't see any other questions in the chat. I did share the link to our landing page for the partnership as well. So if you guys are interested in connecting, you can click that link as well. And if not, then we'll wrap up here and wrap up with thank you. Adam, Nicole, thank you so much for your time and for putting this together. Thank you for working on this partnership for so long and really giving us a great benefit for members. Aside from just saving money, it's nice to have. It's really nice to have ways to learn more about your business and how you can make those improvements in addition to just savings. So this time is important to us, so we appreciate it. And we appreciate all of you for being members and engaging in this. So thank you again for spending your time here. And any further questions, feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thanks so much.
Thank you as well, Karen and team. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Karen and everyone.